West Virginia. Exit 45 on I-64, the Kanawha River. Probably mispronouncing it, but I-64 in Charleston, West Virginia. Getting ready to cross the river again here on yet another bridge.
In 1 mile, keep right to I-64 East.
Crossing the river once again, just east of Charleston.
1/2 mile. Turn left on Daly Lane.
Here along Highway 60, that's US Highway 60, I think, in Kanawha or Kanawha, I'll look it up when I get home, Falls, West Virginia. Right there where you can't see the water anymore, there's a little mist, and that's because the water goes over the waterfall right there, but I didn't get a good look at that. Very pretty day out here. That's why I'm driving along this route. This is very much the same route as the Amtrak Cardinal takes, which I've been on a few years ago, my most recent trip. Although at this point, I'm not sure. I think there's tracks on both sides of the river. And just up here behind these houses is a set of tracks. That might be the side we were on. I just don't remember when we came through here whether we were on the north or the south side of the New River, which is what this is. And there's a picturesque little bridge in the distance that I think the road will go over. There's another small river that comes in from the left side in this picture and joins the New River, and that smaller river goes under that bridge. The bridge is basically going alongside the New River, or along the banks of it. Place we're at here is called the Gauley Bridge. I think it's both a town name and possibly the name of the bridge itself. Staying on US Highway 60 along here. And this is the bridge, but the one we were seeing the top of is that bridge. So I thought it was one bridge, it's actually two. And if this is the side that the Amtrak Cardinal goes on, then I suppose that would be the bridge it goes over. I would have looked a lot of this stuff up before taking this trip if I'd known I was going to take this detour along here. Very pretty along here. But you can't get anywhere fast. Looked at, but there was a considerable gain in altitude right back there with that windy bit of road. My ears popped a couple of times. According to the GPS, we're going to see a lot more of the winding road in this upcoming stretch. Maybe I'll keep the video going. There's hardly any other traffic out here, which is good. I can drive a bit slower and not have to worry about holding anybody up. Scenic overlook. Well, there's a heck of a valley down here, but it's hard to see it for the trees. I just found a clearing back here. Let's see if I can looking across the valley there. Yeah, can't really see much more. Missed what looked like it was a good scenic overlook back there. Backtrack a little bit. Looks like the coast is clear. Alright, we're looking down into the New River Gorge, and unfortunately it's just a bunch of trees down there, but if I zoom down into here somewhere, not sure if it's gonna come out or not. There we go. You can see the river way down there. And naturally, just the spot where you can get a good look down at it, there's a like no way to see it.
The car didn't come up behind me real quick. Let one of the locals go by who's a bit more impatient than I am. Oh. Yeah, you can't go fast through here. I'm staying on Highway 60, so I go left. Country store. And now we go back uphill again. We're just in the holler here, as I think they would say locally. And coming back up the other side of it. I can't avoid the artifacts from the sun shining in my face here. Of course, there's a beautiful view off to the right, but there's no place to stop and take a picture of it. mystery hole. So I'm on a path to the Hawk's Nest. Another place I hadn't really planned to stop at, but opportunity presented itself. I know this is supposed to be a fairly famous overlook with good views.
There's a fence there, thank God. You don't go, and there's a dam.
It's scary going over those rapids.
See the dual tracks down there on the left side of the bank. And then there's this famous bridge down here, I don't know the name of it, where at least one of the sets of tracks crosses over to the other side, right on the curve in the river. Very pretty. And somewhere down that way, the direction we're looking, is the New River Gorge Bridge, which we'll be crossing presently. It's a practically vertical drop down here, as you can see. The hill does not slope away. We're on the edge of a cliff, really. That's why all these iron barricades. One more look down here. And I think it's time to get back on the road. Anyone who is thinking of being in this area and wanting to come here, it's a very short walk from the parking area right off of Highway 60. Hawks Nest State Park. That's apparently the visitor center. Very beautiful area. Maybe not quite the grandeur you get out west, but very nice. And there's the path to the overlook. And getting back on the road onto Highway 60. Coast looks clear. And there is an overlook right here where you can see some of the same things without taking the hike. I think I'm pretty much getting away from the part where it twists and turns so much and heading a bit more inland and getting away from the river just a bit. This is the town of Ansted, or Onsted. Yeah, the road veers away from the river valley or the gorge. Still part of Hawks Nest State Park. After I go through Onsted here, then it's a fairly short distance up to State Highway 19. where I'm going to turn south and come back to cross the New River Gorge on the New River Gorge Bridge, which I have nice views of the bottom side of on my Amtrak Cardinal train trip video. This time I hope to get some good views going over the top of it, and on the far side, the Fayetteville side, there should be a good overlook or vantage point to take a few pictures of the side of the bridge. And then unfortunately I think it's going to be back to business, getting on the interstate and hightailing it for Charlotte, North Carolina. My goal for the day to get there. I'll just let the video run a little bit longer. A number of other videos I have where I am driving in scenic areas with the video going, and there are always some people who say, oh, you're not paying attention to the road, but they don't really understand how I have the camera set up. I am driving with one hand when I do it, of course. If there's a tricky area, I put the camera down, but ordinarily I can do it just fine with one hand as long as I take it easy. But the hand that's holding the camera is not in front of my face, and I'm not looking through the viewfinder. I'm actually holding it by my shoulder with my elbow down and my hand right in front of my shoulder. I don't know why that stupid GPS decides to... It thinks I'm talking to it. It's trying to accept a voice command, which I hate about this new model GPS I got. And every time I turn it off, it turns itself back on. It seems impossible to defeat. But anyway, I'm basically holding my elbow straight down and my hand like a fist right in front of my shoulder, and then holding the camera there sort of next to my head and below my chin off to the right or left, usually the right. And then I just have the zoom set for an appropriate view, and I can't even see the viewfinder. Since it's just in front of my body, I can turn my wrist a little bit to the left or to the right and angle the camera one way or the other. So if there's a twist and turn in the road, I just know if the road's twisting left, I turn my wrist slightly to the left, and if it's right, I turn it to the right, and trust that because it's still fairly wide angle on the lens that I'll get more or less what I'm trying to get in the picture or in the video. But people who imagine I'm sitting there holding the camera in front of my face, that's not what's happening. Alright, I think it's time to let loose of the video for a moment. So we're in the vicinity of Hico, anyway, H-I-C-O, West Virginia. And I think in just a moment we're going to intersect with, actually I thought it was State Highway 19, but from the logo it looks like it's a U.S. highway. Well, yeah, I think my Rand McNally map showed it as a state highway, but the signs show it in the Federal Highway Shield, so I'm going to go with the U.S. Highway 19 designation. approaching the New River Gorge and the New River Gorge Bridge. But there is an overlook here and a visitor center that I'm going to go to before going to the bridge. The visitor center is actually closed due to COVID-19, but the website says that the overlook is still open. And there are a number of cars here, so. New River Gorge National River. This immediate area we're in is part of the National Park Service. Take the stairs at the far right for a closer view of the New River Gorge Bridge, 178 steps to the bottom viewing platform. Going down. I won't film the whole descent. The train tracks going along the edge of the New River down there on the left side are the same ones that the Amtrak Cardinal goes on. If you watch my video on that, you can see the train passing underneath this bridge. And 178 stairs to go. The bridge is 3,030 feet, or 924 meters long. The arch is 1,700 feet, or 518 meters long. The roadway is 876 feet, or 267 meters above the New River. 2 statues of Liberty and 1 Washington monument can fit under the arch with 20 feet to spare. In June 1974, the first steel was positioned over the gorge by trolleys running on 3-inch diameter cables. The cables were strung 3,500 feet between 2 matching towers. Michael Baker Company designed the bridge, and American Bridge Division of U.S. Steel constructed it using Cortil steel with a rust-like appearance that never needs painting. Gorge Bridge from the top. Unfortunately, I've got these spots in there. Can't see much looking over the guardrail. So you really don't get any notion of how high the bridge is going over it. Just for jollies, I'll go around it again and get better lighting going the other direction. Here we go again. This time I get a little better view out the side window. I don't know what the camera's pointing at. I could have made a left turn there. This is better anyway. Alright, get these two trucks over the... get them out of the way. And third time's the charm. guardrail's just too high. Alright, enough of that. Back to the business of traveling cross country. East River Mountain. This is I-77 southbound, by the way. This is the Big Walker Mountain Tunnel. Basically descending on I-77 from the southeast face of the Appalachians down to the much flatter landscape out there, although I don't know where the camera's pointing, so hoping I got some of it. advisory along these slopes. Had to touch the accelerator this whole time. It's a pretty steep descent. Classic runaway truck ramp there. Looks like it's been used a few times too. North Carolina. Actually, we're not in North Carolina yet, I think. There we go. That's the state line right there where the asphalt changes color.